The story you're about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent. Keep it real.
Greetings, Internet people. You're tuned in to the Keep It Real RN channel. My name is Craig, and I'll be your host. Now today, we're going to have an episode of Story Time. And this story takes place in an ICU at a hospital somewhere in the United States. And in this story, we have a nurse who goes by the nickname of Doggy. Now, Doggy was somebody I used to work with who was a lot of fun to be around. Doggy was one of those guys that always stayed calm and always collected no matter how busy the unit got, no matter how crazy the unit got. Doggy was one of those kind of guys that could pick up an extra load of work and would do it without complaining. Doggy was one of those kind of guys that when the you-know-what was hitting the fan, you were thankful to have around. Now in this story, we also have a cardiac surgeon named Dr. Dinglefritz. And I was in charge of the ICU on this particular night. And I get a call from Dr. Dinglefritz. Apparently, Dr. Dinglefritz had a phone call conversation with Doggy just a few minutes prior. And apparently, this phone call did not go well. And Dr. Dinglefritz had felt that Doggy had dissed him over the phone and insisted that I go down and talk to Doggy about it. So I go down to the ICU where Doggy's working, and Doggy's taking care of a patient of Dr. Dinglefritz who had had heart surgery. It had been in the ICU for several weeks. This patient was on a ventilator, multiple drips, tube feeds, turning every 2 hours, dialysis. You know the drill. So I go up to Doggy and I tell him, you know, I got a call from Dr. Dinglefritz, and he said he talked to you and things didn't go very well. And I asked him, what happened? So Doggy proceeds to tell me what happened. Apparently, there was a room full of visitors in this patient's room, a bunch of family members, and they asked Doggy how the patient was doing. Now, Doggy tells them the truth. He tells them that the patient's still critical, that he's on life support. And the family looks at Doggy, and he told me, he says they looked at him and they asked him, well, when did that happen? And he's looking at the family in utter disbelief that they don't realize the patient's on life support. He says to them, open your eyes. Don't you see the ventilator and the drips and the dialysis machine? Open your eyes. Well, apparently the family freaked out from Doggy telling them that their loved one was on life support. And then he tells me he gets the call from Dr. Dinglefritz. Apparently the family had called Dr. Dinglefritz and were freaking out that the nurse told them that their loved one was on life support. Dr. Dinglefritz had been telling the family that the patient was doing good and was getting better every day, and that was not the case. So what Doggy had told the family was contrary to what Dr. Dinglefritz had been telling them. And he was not happy. And he told Doggy, he says, I only want you to say good things, only say positive things about how the patient is doing. And Doggy told me, he says, when Dr. Dinglefritz told me that, I said, I don't think so, Cowboy.
I don't remember for sure, but I think I gave Doggy an unofficial high five. Dr. Dinglefritz didn't bring it up again, and the rest, as they say, is history.
So please rate this video and leave a comment below. If you like this video, share it with your friends. In fact, share it with your friends, even if you think it sucks. Hit the subscribe button up there and join us as a passenger on the Keep It Real RN Express. And until next time, keep it real.